I met Judy Vailes some 40 years ago plus. She was employed by a friend of mine, Lawson Crane, who had opened a CPA firm on Airways Boulevard. And we rented one room from Lawson Crane in his building. That's where I first saw Judy. Later on, we moved our business to Old Hickory Boulevard, and we needed an accountant. In the meantime, Judy had left Mr. Crane to start her family. So I made one of the best telephone calls I ever made in my business life. I called Judy one night and told her we needed an accountant, and would she consider joining us, and she did.
So I met Judy in 2015 when I joined Town & Country.
I met Judy when I was trying to decide which real estate company to become an agent at in 1987.
Judy's husband Larry and I are fishermen, and so as I kind of got to know Judy, I also got to know Larry.
I've known Judy for about 38 years. We go back a long way. I met her when my son and her children, our kids, were the same age, and when they started school.
I met Judy about 19 years ago when I first started working here as a receptionist at Town & Country.
It's one of those moments I look back and I wish I remember the exact moment like I met her. I probably met her either at like a sales meeting or maybe in the hall or at her office, but not remembering it and not knowing in that moment what it was going to lead to. It's one of those, not a regret, but it's a moment I wish I remembered more vividly, because meeting her and joining Town & Country changed my life.
Judy was very detail-oriented about all the things that we did. We had to do a lot of research before we jumped into a project. She had a lot of wisdom that I hope I have now just by working with her. She's been great to work with.
And we got far more than we bargained for. We thought we were getting an accountant, but in the early days, Judy was on board in accounting, and we were trying to put together a contest, and apparently we weren't doing too well, and Judy said to me, I think I could help you with that if you don't mind. I said, well, we need all the help we can get. And so she put it on, and I realized then for the first time, we've got talent here far greater than any accountant we've ever known. So we moved her into management at that point, and she has been the heart and soul of Town & Country. I have described her as our central nervous system.
It's so funny because she's incredibly patient and wise and smart and great with people, and you can go in there with a problem and walk out and realize my problem really wasn't that big a deal, and she solves it.
I always knew that to the best of her ability, she was going to do what was right, which is why I came to Town & Country to begin with. Really, really, really did everything she could to be sure that the resources were available to me, to each agent, to be the very best that they could be.
You could always go in and talk to Judy and get advice and get counsel, and she was always interested in knowing how that process was going. She would try to do her best to be sure that you could reach the potential that you had.
She was full of joy, and she had an open door policy, you know, and I felt comfortable going in and talking to her and asking questions. Sometimes she left there feeling like you answered your own question, you know? So, yeah, she was good to work for.
Through the years, there have been so many things that we've done together, from going to Zumba workouts to planning dinner parties for our agents. It's just so many things that we've experienced together, and we had some great times.
One of my favorite memories of Town and Country and Mom is Mom choosing me to dress up as the Easter Bunny and characters for the Breakfast with Santa. It was lots of fun, very hot, but it was a great memory for my mom and I.
We took our children to St. Louis to a ball game, and after the ball game, it was like midnight, and we were in the parking garage trying to find our car. Well, we went and got in the elevator, and the elevator hung between 2 floors. So we were trapped in the elevator at midnight in St. Louis with 4 11-year-old children, and one of them was about to hyperventilate.
One of the first trips that Larry and I made with Judy and Mr. Smith and several others was to New Orleans. We had not been to New Orleans before, nor had Judy or Mr. Smith, or at least we had not been to Bourbon Street. And walking down Bourbon Street with Judy was, I guess, an eye-opener is a good way to put it. Judy would look and say, "Oh, did you see that? Oh, did you see that?" It was a hoot. I still remember the look on her face at some of the things you could see.
I like to pull jokes, and she helps me do that. Judy and I felt that our firm needed an auctioneer license. And we learned that auctioneers are really different from real estate people because they're selling cars and trinkets and cattle, and they don't have much experience in housing. They asked each one of them to demonstrate something, and Judy told them about putting vanilla on a light bulb so when you're having an open house, so that it gives a house a nice aroma. And they couldn't quite grasp that. And at the break, they keep coming back to Judy and tell me how that worked. It was pretty simple, really. So the last day, we each had to give a presentation, and I decided to give one on vanilla extract and how it might help sell a house. And I told the folks, about 50 in the room, said, "You got to be careful with this." I said, "You can overdo it." I said, "We were having an auction in Jackson, and we overdid it. It was a cold winter day. Had a fire, wood burning stove. We got real hot in there." And I said, we had put a quart of this vanilla on top of the stove, and I said it began to get sick, and I said there was a lady in the room, and she fainted, and they were all sitting there taking this fall, and Judy got under the table in the back of the room because she couldn't contain herself. That was one of the highlights of our practical jokes, and she'd been kind enough to put up with that.
Growing up as Judy's daughter, I feel like was always so much fun. I feel like that Mom always had to put on a different hat at a different time. She could have had a day that was just good, bad, whatever at work, but when she came home, she put on the mom hat and was always so much fun with us and was always present right there in the moment with us at all times.
It was a blast to work with Judy. I miss seeing her in the office every day.
She's very subtle and very tender, but she does give me a lot of advice. And when I take it, I do better.
She has had an impact that I don't even think she realizes, because the way she would invest in the probably over 100 realtors that have come in and out of working at Town and Country, because every investment into that realtor was an investment into those families, into those clients, is a huge impact. And she was a big supporter of the Relay for Life and Town and Country, and being able to raise money for it. I think they won several awards. Her as the leader in that way, she was impacting people that she hadn't even met.
I think she set the bar very high. She consistently provided cutting-edge technology, cutting-edge resources, made sure that training seminars, learning opportunities were available. And I think that's why the company is not only here today, but strong.
The golden rule can be applied to business. You do unto others as you would have them do unto you, and I think Judy followed that.
it was a lifesaver to have her come into Town and Country. Can't believe where the time went, but it went fast.
One of my favorite stories of my time with Judy is when Reggie announced that he was selling Town and Country to me and my wife Katie, and he asked me up, and I'm kind of processing through it, and I was nervous already, and as I'm talking, I look at Judy, and we just make eye contact, and I could not keep going, and so I'll always look back. Yeah.
If there's one thing that I could say to you, Mom, is that I am so proud to be your daughter and to see how you did handle all of this, and how you have made a huge impact on this community and this company and every single person's life that is in this company. You are my mama, and I love you, and you are the most selfless person that I have ever met in my life, as you can tell by the people that you have seen in this video. But I love you, and so proud to be your daughter.
I would like to say thank you for all the wisdom that you have bestowed upon me. I appreciate you working with me diligently to help me along my way still. Thank you.
I'd like to thank Judy for all the support that she's given me since I've been in real estate, which was 1998, and she's the reason I'm in real estate. And I'd like to thank her for her encouragement and never giving up on me.
Well, I would say to Judy, thank you, Judy Vailes, for devoting your business life to Town and Country. Because without you, Judy, I may have closed the door to Town and Country years ago, because we experienced all kinds of things. And Judy was our anchor that kept us going through those times. So Judy, I'll always be indebted to her, and as a result of that, we named her president of Town and Country Realtors in the last few years, and she did a better job than I did. But I'm always indebted to Judy and her family for letting her be a part of this company. Lord bless Judy and keep and make his face to shine on you.
To thank Judy Vailes for her many years of service, we wanted to, one, make this video to where we could kind of showcase the impact that she's had on so many people, and two, to announce that we will be naming our brand new training space the Judy Vailes Center for Training and Excellence. And so, thank you, Judy. Are you getting my custom buttonholes?
Yeah. Here, I'll show you.
Can I lean a little bit like this?
She might be going 85 down Hartsbridge Road, but she was going to make it at our game.
I mean, I'll put on some makeup. I ain't scared.
I did like her. I did like her convertible, but I know she never did offer me to ride in.
Yeah, that's for my hair, which is awesome. It's on fleek today.
You do have good hair.
I know what fleek
You don't
means.
need it?
I got a
You don't
young
need to be
sister.
told that. Come in. Come in. Okay, somebody not just them.
I didn't hear it.
Okay. Okay.
I'm making editing hard, aren't I?